For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 33 of Season 6 here in the Career Mode RTG with Cambridge United. This is the final episode of not only this season, but this entire series. The new series will start soon with Rail of Oviedo, so be prepared for that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss it. Drop this video a like if you've enjoyed not only this video but this series as well as a whole. I've very much enjoyed doing it again with my hometown club, Cambridge United. We did it on FIFA 15 2 years ago and was successful then, and we've been successful again this time around. If you missed the Champions League final yesterday, check that video before heading into this one to avoid spoilers, and check the video before that for the Premier League final episode to avoid spoilers for that as well, although you may have already glanced on screen what the league table looked like. So we'll start with the things that we normally do in an end of season report. We'll have a look at the competitions we're involved in, have a look at the other leagues around Europe, see who won there. We'll have a look at golden boots, we'll have a final squad report, etc, so you can see who's grown by how much and who scored however many goals, etc. And then we'll have a series roundup, have a look at our overall managerial stats for the total of the full 6 seasons that we've been here. Well, actually 5 seasons, because of course after season 1, at the very beginning of the series, I accidentally overwrote the save, so I had to rebuild the save and then move forward from there. So we've actually only got 5 years worth of stats in this save, but 6 seasons is what we've done at Cambridge. Now, the competitions we were involved in this year, the Premier League, we won for the first time and only time by 7 points at the top of the Premier League over Chelsea. They ran us close, but in the end, they stumbled at the final few hurdles and weren't able to get over the line. Spurs in 3rd, Manchester United in 4th, Newcastle in 5th, Arsenal down in 8th, Liverpool in 11th, and Manchester City 12th, Everton 13th. Some big teams down there in the bottom half. Leeds United relegated, unfortunately for them. West Brom and Sunderland will also join them in the Championship, although obviously we won't be doing another year. We'll have a quick look at the other competitions we're involved in. The FA Cup, of course, we got knocked out in the semi-final to Liverpool, who went on to win the trophy. So congratulations to them for winning the FA Cup by 2-0 over Manchester United. In the Football League Cup, we got knocked out in the round of 16, as you can see bottom left, by Aston Villa. So unfortunately, we were knocked out very early on in that competition. They did go on to reach the final, but lost it to Everton. So it was both Merseyside clubs winning the domestic trophies this year. We won the European Super Cup. I thought to myself at in yesterday's episode, or the last episode, have we played Dortmund before? Turns out, yes, we did in the European Super Cup last season. But unfortunately, despite winning the European Super Cup at the beginning of the year, we were unsuccessful in our attempt to retain the Champions League and lost to Borussia Dortmund in the last episode in the Champions League final by 2-1. Like I say, if you haven't seen that video, do check it on the channel to find out the full story there. We came extremely close to scoring a worldie with Renato Sanchez, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. I have asked it to change page, there we go, and you can see there Borussia Dortmund were victorious. We knocked out Valencia, Bayer Leverkusen and PSG. They knocked out Juventus, Napoli and Bayern Munich before, of course, finally beating us in the final by 2-1. We were very, very strong. I was confident that we could win in the Champions League final. But the way that Dortmund played in that game, they fully, and I mean fully, deserved the victory. They outplayed me from start to finish, loads of possession, twice as many chances, twice as many goals, and obviously, as a consequence, won the Champions League this year. But we have won the Champions League already in this save. We did it last season, so that's at least something we can add to our trophy cabinet. Again, I have asked it to change tab, and it's taking its time to reach the Europa League. So we'll check. There we go. Borussia Mönchengladbach won the Europa League by 2-0 over Benfica. So a German side winning both European trophies. Congratulations to Borussia Mönchengladbach. We'll have a look at the other leagues around Europe quickly. See who won in the other top divisions. You can see Belgium there. Anderlecht were victorious. Actually, let's have a look at the Championship as well, see who came up from there. Watford and Norwich come up from the Championship into the Premier League, and then one of Fulham, Brighton, Bournemouth or Reading. Down go Millwall, Bristol City and Wigan. Birmingham and Peterborough promoted out of League One. Barnsley, Rotherham, Coventry and Sheffield United will fight it out for a playoff place. Gillingham, Scunthorpe, Plymouth and Bristol Rovers relegated out of League One. Doncaster, Southend and Leyton Orient all promoted. And then one of Blackpool, Hartlepool, Bury or Exeter will have joined them in League One next season. Morecambe and Northampton getting relegated, theoretically, out of the Football League down to the Conference. PSG won in France by a single point over Monaco. Very tight run league title there, although PSG only conceded 19 goals in 38 games and scored 83 goals. Very good season for PSG, although they couldn't do much against us, of course, in Europe. Bayern Munich won in Germany, Dortmund finishing only second, so they were able to at least win the Champions League, so fair play to them. In Italy, Juventus won the Scudetto, wow, by 20 points. 20 points. That's a huge win. Massive win. I think that's the biggest margin I've ever seen a team win a league by on career mode. 20 points. Benfica win in Portugal. Zenit win in Russia. Scotland, Celtic over Rangers on goal difference. Bet that went down well. And in Spain, Barcelona win by 13 points ahead of Real Madrid. Atleti only in 4th. Villarreal pipping them to that 3rd spot. Sevilla in 5th. And Real Sociedad in 6th. Valencia 7th. Have a quick look at the Golden Boot, and it was won by our very own Alvaro Morata by 2 goals from Eden Hazard, by a further goal from Lino Navarrete. Any other Cambridge United players in the top 25? The answer is no. Assist-wise, Navarrete shares that title with Gerard Deulofeu. Eric Dyer there with 8, interestingly. Morata with 7. Greco with 7 as well. You've got Emre Can there with 6. Clearly, the assists throughout the squad were quite evenly distributed. 5 assists as well for Vieto. Our goalkeeper, Aidan Watson, got the clean sheet and the Golden Glove prize, 19 ahead of Courtois' 15 and Castile's Manchester United's 14. And then I really don't tend to get players booked or sent off at all, to be honest. So we're not going to be on either of those charts. But pleased for Alvaro Morata to win the Golden Boot. The board expectations, they want me to sign one midfielder from the Youth Academy. Wasn't able to do that. We were able to meet the win the Premier League title and within 3 seasons increase the club worth objectives. So met one of the youth objectives, brand exposure. We signed a crucial player in a forward position. That was Neymar. And the season ticket thing, that won't update until next season, but we'll have done that. Financially, we met it. Domestic success, one of the 2. We didn't win the FA Cup, unfortunately, and European success was met by the board. We ought just to reach the final, but of course we lost the final, sadly. But why, after reaching the final of the Champions League and meeting that one, winning the Premier League, completing the financial, and one of the 2 brand exposure, and one of the 2 youth development, why our overall managerial rating is only 78? It's pretty low. Pretty disappointed with that, to be completely honest. But we'll have a final squad report, and then I'll show you the career stats for me as a manager. So, do I sort by position? No, we'll leave it as is. Aidan Watson up 3 this season to 90 rated. No training involved there. 91 diving, 96 kicking, 97 reflexes, 87 positioning, 88 handling, 26 clean sheets in 54 games, which actually isn't that many, to be fair. But really, really solid player. Delighted that he grew to 90 rated in the end. Serge Aurier continuing to grow, up 1 to 89. He got 2 goals and 3 assists plus 19 clean sheets this season. Really pleased with him. Definitely better than Kieran Trippier. And couldn't have been happier with him. Elliot Bennett is unhappy, to be fair. He feels he's underpaid. He wants an extra more contract. But then when I offered him more contract, he was like, no, I want to leave. So I didn't really know if there was anything else I could do there. But he's up 2 to 86 at 20 years of age. 15 clean sheets in 37 games. No goals or assists for him this season, but still very, very solid. Jose Maria Jimenez growing, but no overall rating. 1 goal for him in the Premier League this season at a 7.6 overall. He was rock solid. Very much enjoyed playing with him, as I did with Alaba. 2 goals, 1 assist for him. We paid 50 million. He's valued at 47.5, and we could sell him on for more than what we paid. So, and he grew to 91 rated. So delighted with him. Luke Berry up 1, scored 4 goals in 16 games this season, including a belter, absolute screamer in the Champions League semi-final, second leg against PSG. A hell of a goal there. 2 assists for him as well. The only player that remains from the original Cambridge United squad. Renato Sanchez up 2 to 89. He's unhappy. Also feels he's underpaid. Up 2 to 89, as we mentioned. 5 goals, 6 assists from him. He's brilliant. He's just absolutely superb. Very, very unlucky not to get that goal in the Champions League final. Neymar, 95 rated. No growth from him. We paid 60 million plus Nabil Fekir. And he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Of course, 6 of the games in the Champions League weren't for me. They were for Barcelona because we signed him in January. But 5 goals and 3 assists in 9 Premier League games shows the impact that he made to the first team. Nicola Greco up 2 to 92 this season. 6 goals, 11 assists in all comps. And his physicals did start to grow in the end, thankfully. His technicals couldn't really get much better, could they? 99 ball control, dribbling, long pass crossing, and short passing. And his finishing's up to 93 as well. He was superb. One of our Scout Future Stars, of course. Lino Navarrete was another one of our Scout Future Stars. 22 goals and 11 assists in 35 games. Player of the season, perhaps. Again, 99s all over the show for him. Stamina, acceleration, ball control, dribbling, long pass, short pass, finishing and crossing. No surprise that he had those sort of end stats. Was valued at £114 million. Alvaro Morata scored the same amount of goals in 1 more game, but actually scored 3 more goals in 2 less games in the Premier League. As you can see there, 21 in 27, 22 in 36 all told, plus the 9 assists. He and Navarrete probably battle it out for Player of the Year, but I think Navarrete might just sneak it, to be fair. Alvaro Morata, no growth from him, but he was brilliant. Harry Darling up 3, 24 games played, 10 clean sheets for him. Again, another player, actually another player that stays with us from the original squad, although of course I had to remake him at the beginning of this particular new save after we had the aforementioned mishap with removing the previous save. Mbappe up 2 this year, 7 goals, 3 assists for him. Really, really good player. Obviously on FIFA 18 he's going to be incredible. Which club he'll be at on FIFA 18 though remains to be in question. Rico Henry up 2 to 80. He was a great backup left back for me. Jamie McLaren, 14 goals in 22 games with 6 assists. He's unhappy at the lack of games he's played, but Jamie McLaren is the cult hero. He lifted the Premier League trophy for us, and I'm very, very pleased that he was able to do that. He's probably one of the better players we've had throughout the entire save, just consistency-wise. I wish I could see his stats from all seasons so we could see how many goals he's gotten in how many games, because I bet his goals-to-game ratio is pretty damned high. Leandro Paredes didn't play as many games this year as previous, but did grow a little bit. He's unhappy, again, presumably, at the lack of games. But Raheem Sterling is up 1 to 89 this year. We got him on a free. 11 goals and 10 assists in 27 games is actually very, very good. Perhaps he may have run Navarrete and Morata close for Player of the Season. 6 goals, 4 assists in 10 games is extremely good. Eric Dyer up to 13 assists in all games for him. Very, very good. Growing across the board as well. Callum Hall up 9 to 80 this year. I was training him though. Only played 5 games, kept the 1 clean sheet. Pablo Rivera up 7 to 73, 2 goals, 2 assists for him. Was training him as well throughout the season. You can see long shots and ball control, the biggest growers there, although growth across the board. Tyler Brown, I wasn't training, but he played okay. 2 goals, 4 assists in 10 games for him. The 99 long shots, we never really got the chance to experiment with that well. Ewan Watson went on loan at the beginning of the season. I think Tyler Brown did as well, actually, and barely played for me when coming back. Aidan Murphy, though, grew, well, finishing up 35. Long shots up 28. I wonder where I've been training him so far this season. 2 goals, 2 assists in 17 games. One of those goals was an absolute cracker as well. Jonathan Tah spent the majority of the end of the season out injured, unfortunately, but grew +2 to 86. He's brilliant. Definitely recommend you pick him up in your own series. Emre Can up 1 to 89. We got him on a free. He's valued at 50+ million now. 11 assists and 1 goal in 21 games. Really wanted him to score more goals. If he could add more goals to his game, he'd be the best midfielder on the game. Luciano Vietto scored a lot of goals actually, 16 in 27, but not many in the Premier League. He mainly scored in Europe, or just in cup competitions in general. 3 and 3 in the Football League, 2 and 3 in the FA Cup, 7 and 8 in the Champions League, but only 3 and 10 in the Premier League. 9 assists though, so definitely did chip in. He of course signed on a free as well. Mitchell Weiser spent the majority of the latter half of the season injured too, sadly. Jerome Roussillon, he's unhappy, feels he should play more, shock, but he played 19 games, some at left mid, some at right back, but none at left back. And we didn't have anybody out on loan this season, so that's what the squad looks like. Let's have a look and see at our overall career stats. Now, bearing in mind, we won the Johnson's Paint Trophy in season number 1. Add that to the League One Trophy in season number 2. We got to the semi-final of the Checkatrade Trophy that season. You can see there we won League One though. 62 games played, 43 wins. with 115 goals scored and 51 conceded. Really, really successful season for us. The next year, that was the year that we bought Jamie McLaren. He came in just season 2. The next year, we went on to win the championship. We finished top of that league, and won the manager of the year. That's when Davinson Sanchez, not Renato, Davinson Sanchez came in for 4.2 million. We won that league, got 36 wins in 57 games that year. Didn't quite score as many goals, but didn't concede as many either. And again, not really that successful in either of the league competitions. In the Premier League, first season in the Premier League, we finished 4th. This is the amount of trophies we won, by the way. We finished 4th. So Paredes came in for 19. Shane Hamilton was sold for 48 million. 25 wins in 45 games all played that season. We went out early in the FA Cup and the Football League Cup, unfortunately. 66 goals scored, 34 goals conceded that year. No trophy for the first season in our career. The next year, we won the Champions League. This was season number 5. We won the Champions League and unfortunately didn't win anything else that year. But we, again, knocked out very early on in the domestic cup competitions. Really disappointed, to be honest, with my FA Cup and Football League Cup exploits in this series. We bought Morata for 45. We sold Joel Asoro for 70. We finished 3rd. Won 37 of our 60 games, scoring 95 and conceding 42. And then, of course, in the final season, we won not the FA Cup. We won the European Super Cup and the Premier League. So we ended up with 6 trophies total for the entirety of the series, getting to the final of the Champions League, but losing the semi-finals of the FA Cup, only the 4th round, unfortunately, of the Football League Cup. Neymar came in for 60 million. We sold Bradley Halliday for 85, winning 44 of our 64 games, scoring a whopping 134 goals in those 64 games, averaging more than 2 a game, and conceding only 47. Overall, for our season then, it says league titles 2, but it's actually 3 because we won League 2 as well. So actually that makes 7 trophies. 1 Continental Cup 1. It's actually 2 if you count the European Super Cup. So we're still 7 trophies. Biggest win was a 6-0 win over Liverpool in April of 2020. Biggest defeat was 3-0 against Arsenal in February of 2017. The record transfer paid was 60 million, obviously for Neymar, as we saw. And I earned, as a manager, £3.1 million over the course of 6 years. I'm only on £12,000 a week, as you can see there top right. So we didn't actually earn that much, personally. Won 185 of our 288 games, drawing 48 and losing 55, scoring over 500 goals in our career and conceding 219. 514 scored, 219 conceded, a goal difference overall of 295. Plus 295 was our goal difference in 288 games. I think, despite the disappointments of the domestic cups, I think it's probably a successful save. Winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League, and winning every league on the way through. I think that's a successful save. We'll have to see what sort of success we can get with Real Oviedo in the new RTG, which, like I say, will start soon. I'm not sure when you'll be seeing this. I'm recording this on the 7th. You'll probably see it on the 17th. And I should be back from a family wedding on the 18th. So footage should start coming back to the channel on the 18th or the 19th. Whether it be this, well, not this series, whether it be the Napoli series or the start of the Oviedo series, I'm not sure. But like I say, I will let you know on Twitter. Do follow me, link in the description down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed this series. And let me know in the comment section what you thought overall of the series. Do you think it was a success? Do you think I should have done better in any areas? I'm sure a lot of you will say I should probably have won the FA Cup or Football League Cup at least once in 6 years. But sadly, it wasn't to be. But I still think we could deem it as a successful series. But for now, that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching throughout the series. Thank you for supporting this Cambridge United series. And hopefully we can see the same level of support on the Oviedo one and the Napoli one as we continue through that one too. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.